Alright, I'm here with
Byron of Father's Advocacy.
Alright, and are you a local?
No, we drove in from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Wow, you just came in today?
Last night, actually. We have a chapter here in Orlando. So we came in and were greeted by them and decided to come out and voice our opinions.
Alright, and tell us about your experience today.
Basically, today was what I sadly expected. America's not ready to have this conversation about where we're at with race relations. That was some posturing, photo op, rhetoric. If we just look at the heinous statistics in America, how blacks have always doubled the unemployment rate, how we are 12% of the population but 60% of the prison population. If we look at the justifiable homicides in America by law enforcement that where the victim actually had no weapon or anything, you know, we have a problem here. But we can't get to the problem and address or identify what's going on because every time the media comes out to address the situation, they go to people who don't adequately represent us. Al Sharpton and Tavis Smiley, they don't live in my neighborhood. They don't get profiled every day and pulled over, and you know their kids definitely don't get stalked like Trayvon Martin. You know.
How do you feel about Sharpton's call for boycott of local businesses here in Sanford?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that has its place. How we're gonna get America's attention is to shut down the machine, to stop the capitalism, and when we stop the money, they'll listen. You know.
But what about like big businesses instead of like mom and pop shops, like Citibank, AT&T, stop paying your cable bill, like here in Sanford? Would that make more of an impact than shutting down the local record shop and bagel shop?
Most definitely. I thought that's where we were going with it. To be honest, I don't know what Sharpton has said publicly.
Yeah, he said local businesses. Which,
yeah.
You know, local restaurants were like, oh no, you know, we're losing a lot of money.
And you know, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to be rude, but Al Sharpton is not a representative of my community. He doesn't speak for us, and that's not anything personal. We just don't agree with a lot of his stances.
I think he's totally establishment and go off the person.
Most definitely. And also, we could go a little bit further and discuss, you know, the self-hate, you know, the whole having a perm in your hair and, you know, not loving your authentic Africanness, you know, that's a whole nother topic, though.
Absolutely. So, do you feel that today was a partial success?
No.
No, nothing?
No. Posturing, photo ops, I was on CNN, you know, and basically, that's going to keep happening, man. You know, Dr. Medgar Evers was murdered 2 days after making this statement. The atrocious acts to African Americans happen in America because of the absence, the inconspicuous absence of the so-called moderates or decent white person. We have outrage in America where the moderate white person comes out and there's an outrage over dogs and whales, and you know, I don't know what kind of lenses you have to look through, but I mean, it's obvious. The police told Zimmerman to stand down. Number one, right then and there. I teach my children that the police are the authority. You listen to them. And in our community, there are harsh repercussions for not listening to the police the first time they tell you to do something. Zimmerman ignored the police first off.
I wish that they were more clear, because I mean, I heard the 911 tape, and the operator, actually, the police officer on the phone said, you don't have to do that. Like, you know, as a law enforcement officer, you really need to, you know, say, don't do that.
Well, I don't know exactly what you heard, but I heard them say, you don't need to do that, but the inflection in the voice was saying,
that's what
they're leaving room for interpretation.
Yeah, you gotta be, you know,
okay. Well, let's go a step further then. Okay, so after it all happened, okay. First of all, he said coon. We all heard that.
Oh yeah.
On the tape, yeah, he said coon. We all heard that. But let's go a step further. You have a dead man, and you have a man who's murdered him. You drug test the murdered man and not the shooter?
I mean, it should be protocol.
Then you come to jail and the leading detective doesn't buy anything Zimmerman's saying and he's overridden. You You know, come on, man. This is a problem that we're having in America. And you know, here's the deal. And this is what's so scary. There's not enough buildings and fences you can create to house that injustice. You know what I mean? The gated communities and things of that nature are not going to stop this from erupting. You know, we spend more money in America on subjugating people, and it would be 70% cheaper to liberate them. You know, and that's the problem, man. You know, we just need to get real about this. You know, African Americans were chosen to be the peasants for this empire. It started off documented, 3/5 of a man. Right. Then they decided to amend that, but it still never says, go read it, my mother made me do my history, it still never says we are 5/5. Go read it. Still never says that. You know, so, you know, my point is, let's restructure this. Let's start over. And when we start over, then, you know, we can make sure that, you know, there's an equal playing field for everyone, and then America will be a better place.
Sounds good to me. The question of the day for everybody pretty much has been the two aggravators of you know, the use of aggression and force, the the new Black Panther Party, not the old one, and the now the National Socialist Movement, the new neo-Nazis. You know, the Black Panthers are calling for vigilante justice, bounty of $10,000 for Zimmerman's head, and then at the same time you have the National Socialist Movement claiming that they're going to have armed members of their organization patrolling here. To this point, we haven't seen any reports of any obvious white supremacists armed and patrolling Sanford yet.
Well, see,
how do you feel about those two opposites?
Let me address that. I just said the inconspicuous absence of the decent white person. You don't see them, but they're here. You know, America's full of militias, man.
Yeah.
And it's always been that way. But I want to address that on another level. There's two extremes. There's the passive, we shall kumbaya. You know, you can't ask your oppressor to free you. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then you have what you're talking about with the Panther movement. I'm not going to go to your arena and play a game that you invented and you've been playing for 100 years.
And change the rules at your leisure.
Well, no. Yeah, that's an option you have within that structure.
Right.
But
do it all the time.
But I'm not gonna go to your arena and think I'm gonna come out a champion.
Right.
So I'm not with the take up arms. How you get attention in America is to cut off capitalism. We, Black Americans, are the 13th largest. If we were a nation, we'd be the 13th largest consumer nation in the world, okay? That's how we're going to get them to understand our point. You know, I agree with Dr. King with nonviolence, but I also agree with Malcolm X, any means necessary. So, you know, I'm in the middle. I tell people I'm not a revolutionary, I'm an evolutionary. I want to morph into something that, you know, hasn't been seen before.
Right.
You know?
Because revolution, I mean, it's like a revolver, you know?
Yeah, it goes around, it comes right back full circle.
Like
it goes around, right back full circle.
And I don't want anything that came before us because it was all bad.
Good.
There was nothing good.
Can we make a change? Can we make a change? We're going down the same path, dog, or we insane? Lord, can we make a change? Can we make a change? Lord, if you